Getting married, or impregnating women for that matter, is a risky activity. Not only will you put yourself in legal trouble, but also get an STD. Extreme cases aside, the reality of the dating scene has pushed some men to enhance their game and overall attractiveness, while others may do so but just for themselves. The latter often engage in hookup culture because, in all honesty, finding virgins is a hard task.
And the story of that in the book Kill on Reagan is Reagan went on a 2-year run where he was just playing and having a blast. And then he gets that out of his system, because the problem is if you don't get that out of your system, later on, what about this? And what about that? And what about this? Do what you got to do right now.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, eventually you're going to be bored out of your mind.
Well, this is the exact conversation that we had when you were on Sozcast and what Ben Shapiro reacted to.
Oh, yes.
When I was like, listen, when should a guy consider getting married? You said 35 years old, should have 6 to 12 saved up.
Yeah.
He should be making $100K a year, should have his fitness on point, and he should be with 50 women. And I jokingly, I was like, all right, time for me to get married, because I'm at that phase and season of my life.
Yeah.
And Ben Shapiro had a meltdown.
Yeah, he went crazy.
He did not understand that concept.
Yeah.
But if you can do that, I certainly think you should explore those options.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of Ben Shapiro, just, he got lucky,
Not exactly
right?
the ladies' man.
Yeah, he got lucky,
Brainiac,
right? And he
though.
basically lost to Virginia and married the woman that he's currently with, and it worked out, which is fantastic. That's great.
Mhm.
But to go ahead and try to attribute that to the rest of the male
To
population
the masses.
in 2023, when we know women are more promiscuous than ever before, we don't have religion as a buffer anymore. We
Social
don't have
media.
a father figure a lot of the times in these households. Like all the buffers and the training wheels that kept women in line and kept them honest and good, nurturing women, they're kind of gone from society. And if anything, society's incentivized women to if anything, society's kind of incentivized women to behave in a way that isn't to being a good girl and a loyal girl for you as a man. So I just say, to combat that, you got to have these things in place for you. But Ben Shapiro doesn't understand that the dating game has changed significantly from when he got married. I mean, when did he get married? Like maybe 5-10 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Like even in
well
the
over
past
that.
5 years has changed significantly.
When men go their own way and don't act traditionally, it's not for the hell of it, but because things have changed. Women have destroyed chivalry and also sleep around a lot in many cases. As a consequence, men are left with just a few options, and some of them are enjoying their turn with the women at hand and never catching feelings. These hoes ain't and never will be loyal. Speaking of change, here's a woman who complains about a man who asked her to split the bill. Insanity.
What you're looking at here is an invoice I received after an unsuccessful date, as it reads above, under project. No f***ing joke. Due date ASAP. I am not kidding. I told him I didn't have a romantic connection with him over message, politely. And this is the response. He said it's not a matter of money, it's the principle. £29, man. Come on. Give me a break. I mean, would you do this? I can't believe it.
Okay, so basically she went on a date with a guy, first date. She wasn't interested, and then after the date, he invoiced her for, I guess, her portion of the bill. So your reaction to that, what do you think? And actually, we're going to start over here with Natasha and work our way around.
But so basically he asked her to pay.
No, so he paid.
He paid.
On the date.
Uh-huh.
She messaged him after the fact and said, she messaged him and maybe he was trying to set up a second date. She said she wasn't interested. So at that point, he invoiced her and said, hey, here's your portion of the date. And so he wanted her to pay it after the fact.
Yeah, that's very unattractive.
Well, she's already rejected him.
Yeah.
So
Might be unattractive, but if the chick is not interested, she can pay her part and call it a day. Men are not walking ATMs. If all men got back what they spent on those failed dates, they could easily buy a trip to the Bahamas and fly business class without a problem.
I mean,
Just don't pay it.
yeah. Like her pay it?
Yeah. Like, didn't he request her to pay for the date that he paid, right?
Mhm.
So just don't fucking pay it. I know the audacity of the guy, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Like, but like I don't know. I don't know what he's.
Why is it
doing.
audacious?
It's
Why is
It's
that
because-
audacious?
he's like, oh, you rejected me? Now you're gonna have to fucking give me my money back.
Well, guess what? A man values his hard-earned money, and if that blonde girl thinks 29 pounds is not that much, she could easily wire him the cash, right?
It's
Right?
just like
Fucking
just
audacity.
Like, just move on.
It's like
Move on.
having a small ego and not knowing how to
Exactly.
take rejection.
Exactly.
Well-
He doesn't know how to
He needs
take
the
rejection.
15.
Well, he took rejection.
But it's just petty. It's like
Well-
if you
Why is it
wanted
petty?
if you wanted to take this girl out on a date, she went with you. Like, okay, like you paid. Like, unfortunately, she just wasn't into you. Like,
Yeah.
okay, that's that. Like, that's just
Yeah.
so petty to be like, okay, pay me back.
Okay, but let me ask you guys a question. How soon into the date do you think she wasn't interested in him? I want to say probably within the first 10 minutes.
But
she
how do you
knew.
know that?
How do you know?
We don't. But I mean, most women
Why does
know.
it matter? Like she's not
Maybe he just
interested.
had
My-
a really bad person.
Well, my
timestamp
point, the reason I
doesn't
bring
matter.
that up,
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I bring it up, by the time the check came,
Mm-hmm.
she probably knew, I'm not going to go on a date with this guy again. She could have then offered to split the bill, but she didn't.
Why would
But
she?
We
he
could be
still
wrong.
asked her.
He still asked her out on the date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would she offer to split
So-
the bill if she didn't even like the date?
All the more reason to split the bill.
Why? Why would she pay for something that she doesn't like? Like she's unsatisfied.
She got
just
food. She ate. She drank.
Well, he was the guy that offered to take her there to
Mhm.
to get to know him, and she didn't like what she was experiencing. Why would
What-
she pay for her?
Lonnie,
own
why are you
food?
looking at the chat like that?
Well, it's because I can't.
just
see. I
like-
have to squint. Like
Oh.
I'm like have to like. Should I put my glasses on?
You're
I
like
literally
giving
can't.
the chat a stink eye over there.
I can't. I have really
It's
really
okay.
bad vision.
It's okay.
really
It's okay.
bad.
I have some glasses.
I have mine.
Oh, yes, throw them on. Throw them on. Anyways, so okay.
Wait, now I'm gonna like really be able to see everything. that shit
Jesus.
people are saying.
Okay, so where were we? Did anyone else want to come in on the reaction? I think you kind of wanted to come in, right?
Yeah, I think it goes off principle. Even if they like it didn't work out, you still asked them to pay. Like, I mean, you still asked them on the date. You expected them to be there. You took them there, so you're expected to pay. So just because she didn't like you and it didn't work out doesn't. I don't feel like that's a. I feel like that's a little bitch boy.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that description.
He has
bitch
a
boy.
small
I
dick
like
and
that.
balls.
Yeah.
It's like all shriveled
No.
up and it went inside but it turned to vagina. Pussy boy. What? Stop pointing at me.
No genitalia shaming here. How dare you? How dare you? We can talk about that soon. Okay, so and your take on this?
Well, I just think, I mean, imagine like if you guys date for like a year and then you break up, are you gonna like Venmo request her for like
God,
a
like,
year?
like hundreds of dollars?
Well, if the girl has been using the guy all year long, of course he should send a goddamn Venmo request. Money ain't growing out of thin air, girl. Let's check some comments. I know many situations where the woman in the relationship had begun monkey branching and was over the present relationship, either cheating or essentially emotionally dating her considerations for romance and her next relationship. During that time, her behavior towards her existing boyfriend was argumentative and full of complaints about their situation, or his behavior. The existing boyfriend then invested in his partner's happiness, where a considerable amount of money was spent for her benefit. All the while, she knew that she could enjoy those benefits, get out of him what she could before it was over, and those efforts would not bring about the outcome that the boyfriend was hoping for. The behavior is conniving and manipulative and unjust. Why should she pay for her food? He was the one who was offering. These women have no shame with their sense of entitlement. I'm a 35-year-old woman. I think it's totally fair for him to invoice her. She knew on the first date she wasn't interested. She should have went Dutch on the spot. Why should he pay for your food? You both had a good night. You both enjoyed the food. You both should pay. Having a man pay for the date is an extra kindness on his part that shouldn't be normalized and forced to occur on every date. Leave the wallets of these poor men alone, for God's sake. Personally, I would pay it if I took the girl on a date, but I don't think splitting the bill is crazy, although petty. These girls put 90% of the onus on men to come up with a date and please them when they have no idea what men even want. Women can be selective, that's fine, but men shouldn't be expected to treat them like ladies when they act like hoes. I have no problems paying for a date. At the same time, I find dating tiresome and they feel like I'm paying for my own interrogation. Therefore, I don't ask women out on dates anymore. Most women get over divorce very fast. Listen up.
Did you say what your longest relationship was?
Yeah, it was my marriage, which was 12 years.
Okay, gotcha. 12 years. But you're currently single.
Dating, yeah.
Dating. When you say you're dating, what do you mean? You have a couple boyfriends,
Yeah, I'm
girlfriends?
dating. This is the first time I'm non-monogamous, so I'm dating a person, but I have sexual experiences with other people as well.
Okay, so would you consider that person you're dating boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah, my partner.
Your partner? Is it a boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah, it's a guy.
It's a guy. Okay, so how long have you been seeing him?
A couple years. Several months after the divorce. I've been divorced for 3 years.
Okay.
So yeah.
The goddamn carousel, fellas. These women will have no regrets once the divorce papers are signed and a significant chunk of your money goes to their bank accounts. Let's check some comments. Damn, who would have guessed she's divorced? Just say you're in an open relationship and move on. You made it harder than it needed to be. She was cheating that whole marriage for sure. LOL. Interviewer, you're currently single? Her? No, I'm a hoe. So you're single? No, I'm a DNA collector. $10 says she blames her husband for the divorce. I divorced my husband to be a hoe is basically what she said. When you want to say I'm a hoe, but the assignment says at least 500 words. She's not for the streets, she paved them. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.